But now we have come to that point in the show, everybody, where it is time for Frenchie's Corner, where we welcome Louis, the Frenchie Monette, to the show. How are you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good. I'm trying to do multiple things at the same time, but I'm good. All
Yes,
right.
Louis is also our producer here on this show, so thank you for that.
I have a hard time just remembering my name, so just timing itself is a challenge for me, but I'm very, very happy to take it on. All right, well, we got a lot of chew on, Mr. J. Wade. As per usual, our segment is because we rarely see eye to eye, and we got a couple of good subjects to talk about. The first one I wanted to shoot to you, Mr. J, was the length of the spectacular. This was a hell of an event. This was an event, right? Not even wrestling do 8 hours. But is it too long? Now we had the experiment. We saw it. We felt it. We lived it. Is the experiment working, or should they make it like shorter or a different format?
If everything in there is necessary, then I see no issues at all with it being 12 hours. As long as it's none of, as people would say, filler, which is something I hear a lot now with the Mandalorian going on. But and then you get into the discussion, what's filler and what's not filler. I would make the argument that the Jericho match and the Smith match were filler. They weren't really absolutely necessary. I'm not even sure if they deserved to be there in that event. They're celebrities, but they're also Schmoedown competitors. So what makes them better than any other Schmoedown competitor? And why should they get any more special treatment? You cut those two matches out, you've got a more compact and shorter event.
Well, okay, I get what you mean. There's other people you can put on. Yay, they're on, but they're not necessarily competitors. But you see the flip side, it's a win-win because it's a lot of people I've seen in the chat speculate, Kevin Smith, it would be so cool to have him, right? It's entertaining. And we have people we never knew we wanted to see on and try this sport like Jericho. And it makes something for different, but also flip side, marketing-wise, business-wise, it makes sense because you can attract new people, and that's what they need. That's what Skybound is there for too, to have support. But to have support, you need views. So it's a win-win. Is it necessary? No. But does it add to the excitement? Yes. And this is what Spectacular is about.
Well, what are we trying to do here? Are we trying to grow this into a sport, or are we trying to pander to people and get them to come in and watch this and hope that they stick around? And if you want to use Jericho as a draw, then I would suggest maybe not putting someone in who ends up losing two matches by the end of the season, one of them being in this big spectacular event. And I'll be honest with you, if I want to hear Kevin Smith give long-winded stories in between answering questions, I'll rent an evening with Kevin Smith or one of his other 4-hour long events where he just talks and talks and talks. Is this the Kevin Smith, an evening with Kevin Smith in the Schmoedown, or is it the Schmoedown? What's going on here?
You know what? It's a Schmoedown with Kevin Smith. And okay, I get what you mean. Like, okay, I can get this somewhere else. But you know what you can't get? That monologue during a goddamn Schmoedown. It adds something to Schmoedown. And personally, he can hang. So we might have got a new character, a new personality, which is the star him, and have him maybe once every 2 to 3 months and be competitive. But overall, this is just to have entertainment and see the what ifs that we never thought would happen, and it works. Does it take away from other competitors? Yes, but this is why next year there's more matches. You won't have this problem, so you just fine tune it, and you'll have an amazing spectacular with more celebrities, and people won't be left out.
I still stick with my previous statements. Jericho's not pulling his weight, and if Kevin Smith were anyone but Kevin Smith, Christian Harloff would not let him talk for as long as he lets him talk. But that aside, the even greater thing is here that, dude, I may be a single man, but I'm not alone here in my household, man. I got things to do. I've got mouths to feed, and dude, my cat depends on me to take care of her and provide her needs. She's sitting there looking at me, wanting food, wanting me to change her litter box and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of a Schmoedown event here. I don't know what you want me to do, cat. But that's why, you either take out the unnecessary bits to make it shorter and more compact and to the point, or maybe perhaps break it down into halves.
Yeah, I get it, but that's why you can rewatch it after. Like, yes, it disrupts, but you still have the option to catch up. If you don't have to watch it live, you don't have to. But don't penalize those who can watch it live and for the full extent, just because your cat is a wife apparently, and it needs your attention. But that being said, don't penalize both. Keep it on, because even if you're not available, you can still catch up. It won't take a week, right? You still paid for the link. Everything's good. All right. Again, yeah. Now my next question, I actually am very curious, because you don't have to match him up, but he would be wasted if he's not put in a team, right? Dan, we're not talking about faction. We're not talking about who's gonna, sign him up, draft him, etc. I want to know your thoughts on who should he be paired up with?
Well, something that I've been noticing, and especially with the draft opening up anymore, but it feels like they're bringing in a lot of fresh faces, a lot of younger people into the Schmoedown, and that's just obviously that trend is going to continue, especially as the viewership goes up. Therefore, I think the old dogs need to stick together. Murrell had Roca, but Roca obviously wasn't pulling his weight in that team, and his attitude at the end of the match certainly showed that Murrell can do better than Roca. No offense, Roca, but hey, if that's how you want to take it that way. But I say pair him up with Yodi. Put the two old dogs together. Put the vets together who have both been crapped on and belittled as being old and out of the game. Put them together. Let them run through this young blood and show them all what it's really about.
Okay, look, yes, your experience, right? Again, the Founding Fathers Part 2. And that's the problem. Just because it worked once doesn't mean that wash and repeat will work again. Look at the dungeon. Their formula worked the first time around. The rookies bringing new talent, everything's good. But then they tried it again, and not the results they wanted. Why do the same tactic twice, especially if you are a competitor like Murrell that has so much more to give, right? Go with Liz Shannon Miller. You need someone to mentor her even more, right? She has so much potential. Even Ethan Irwin called her the next Ethan Irwin, right? So she has a lot of potential, but you give Murrell that status of mentor and having an apprentice, because he's phenomenal and he can transcend more than the character he had with Roca. Make him the wise man that needs to pass on his talent, and who else better to receive it than the future apprentice, which is LeShannon Miller. For me, the storyline makes sense, the level of knowledge makes sense, and also the personality. They're very low key. They're easy to find common ground, and really depends who manages them. They could be a killer team.
Who are you saying? Liz?
Lightning in a bottle, Jay Wade.
Dude, the only lightning I'm aware of is Mount Lightning, which is the generic brand of Mountain Dew, dude, which is my jam. I don't know what you're talking about, any of this other stuff. Dude, rough, bring Yodi in. He's got a cute dog. Her name is Leia. And let these old dogs off their chain and they'll run through everybody. I don't know who you're even talking about, man. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Next time, stop the caffeine. Go back, watch her matches. You remember who she is.
I'll have to do that.
All right. So if ever you guys are watching, you're curious or you really want to give your opinion on these two subjects, just go ahead and call on in, give your opinions on what we talked about or anything Schmoedown related. That'll be all for me.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Frenchie.
All right, ciao, man.
You want to hear something funny? the mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.